Hey, what's up, wisdom seekers? Matt here from Buddha's Wisdom. Last time we dove into the first 5 chapters of the Dhammapada, and you all loved it. Today we're continuing our journey with chapters 6 through 10. Just like before, I'll read these powerful verses uninterrupted, letting this ancient wisdom speak directly to you. Ever wonder how to tell who's truly wise in a world full of fake gurus? Or what real freedom feels like? Not the Instagram version, but the deep, unshakable kind. The Buddha's got answers that will completely change how you see things. You know those moments when one sentence hits harder than an entire book? That's exactly what we'll explore in the chapter on thousands. And just wait until we get to the parts about how tiny choices create massive ripples in our lives. The best part? These teachings aren't just ancient philosophy. They're practical wisdom that's been tested for over 2 millennia. They worked then, they work now, and they'll probably still work when we're all riding flying cars. So find a quiet spot, take a deep breath, and let's dive into these transformative teachings together. No fluff, no modern spin, just pure, uninterrupted wisdom that's as relevant today as it was 2,500 years ago. Chapter 6 shows us what true wisdom looks like in action. The Buddha teaches us how to recognize and learn from wise people, and how wisdom transforms every aspect of our lives. Should one find a wise critic to point out faults and give valuable advice, let one follow such a sage as one would a guide to hidden treasure. It is always better, never worse, to cultivate such association. Let them advise, instruct, and discourage one from wrongdoing. Such a person is truly dear to the good, though not to the evil. Do not associate with evil friends. Do not associate with mean people. Associate with good friends. Associate with noble people. One who drinks deeply of the Dhamma lives happily with a peaceful mind. The wise one always delights in the Dhamma taught by the noble ones. Irrigators guide the water, fletchers shape the arrow, carpenters bend the wood, the wise control themselves. Just as a solid rock remains unshaken by the wind, so too the wise remain unshaken by praise or blame. Like a deep lake, clear and unruffled, the wise become tranquil after hearing the Dhamma. Good people give up everything. The peaceful do not prattle about pleasures. Whether touched by happiness or by sorrow, the wise show neither elation nor depression. Neither for one's own sake, nor for the sake of another does a wise person do any wrong. He does not desire sun, wealth, or kingdom by doing wrong. He does not seek his own success by unfair means. Such a one alone is virtuous, wise, and righteous. Few among men are those who cross to the further shore. The rest, the bulk of men, only run up and down the hither bank. But those who practice according to the well-expounded Dhamma will cross the realm of death, so difficult to cross. Chapter 7 reveals the state of one who has reached the highest goal in Buddhism, the Arahant. These verses paint a picture of complete freedom and peace that comes from letting go of all attachments. There is no more suffering for one who has completed the journey, who is free from sorrow, who has freed oneself on all sides, who has thrown off all shackles. The mindful exert themselves. They are not attached to any home. Like swans that abandon the lake, they leave home after home behind. Those who do not accumulate and are wise regarding food, whose object is the void, the unconditioned freedom. Their track cannot be traced, like that of birds in the air. One whose corruptions are destroyed, who is free from attachment to food, whose object is the void, the unconditioned freedom. Their path cannot be traced, like that of birds in the air. Even the gods hold dear the wise one, whose senses are subdued like horses well trained by a charioteer, whose pride is destroyed and who is free from the corruptions. Like the earth, a balanced and well-disciplined person resents nothing. They are comparable to a pillar of stone, like a pool free from mud. For such a one there is no more wandering in samsara. Calm is their mind, calm is their speech, calm is their action, who, rightly knowing, are wholly freed, perfectly tranquil and wise. The person who is free from gullibility, who knows the uncreated, who has severed all ties, removed all temptations, renounced all desires, that person is truly great. Whether in village or forest, whether in valley or on hill, wherever Arahats dwell, that spot is delightful. Delightful are the forests where worldlings find no pleasure. There the passionless will rejoice, for they seek no sensual pleasures. Chapter 8 teaches us about what really counts in life. Using the number 1,000 as a powerful metaphor, the Buddha shows us how one moment of true wisdom is worth more than a lifetime of thoughtless actions. Better than 1,000 useless words is one useful word, hearing which one attains peace. Better than 1,000 useless verses is one useful verse, hearing which one attains peace. Better than reciting 100 meaningless verses is the reciting of one verse of Dhamma, hearing which one attains peace. Though one may conquer 1,000 times 1,000 men in battle, yet he indeed is the noblest victor who conquers himself. Self-conquest is far better than the conquest of others. Not even a god, an angel, Mara, or Brahma can turn into defeat the victory of a person who is self-subdued and ever restrained in conduct. Month after month for 1,000 years, one may make offerings with 1,000 coins. Yet if only for a moment one pays homage to a person perfected in meditation, that homage is better than a century of sacrifice. Though for 100 years one may tend the sacrificial fire in the forest, yet if only for a moment one pays homage to a person perfected in meditation, that homage is better than a century of sacrifice. Whatever gifts and oblations one seeking merit might offer in this world for a whole year, all that is not worth 1/4 of the merit gained by revering the upright ones. For one who always honors and respects the elders, 4 blessings increase: long life, beauty, happiness, and strength. Better than living 100 years immoral and uncontrolled is living one day virtuous and meditative. Better than living 100 years unwise and uncontrolled is living one day wise and meditative. Better than living 100 years idle and weak in energy is living one day strenuous and resolute. Better than living 100 years not seeing the rise and fall of things is living one day seeing their rise and fall. Better than living 100 years not seeing the deathless state is living one day seeing the deathless state. Better than living 100 years not seeing the supreme truth is living one day seeing the supreme truth. Chapter 9 dives deep into understanding evil, not to scare us, but to help us recognize and avoid harmful actions. The Buddha shows us how small wrong choices can have big consequences, and how we can protect ourselves through mindful living. Make haste in doing good, restrain your mind from evil. He who is slow in doing good, his mind delights in evil. Should a person commit evil, let him not do it again and again. Let him not find pleasure therein, for painful is the accumulation of evil. Should a person do good, Let him do it again and again. Let him find pleasure therein, for blissful is the accumulation of good. Even an evil person may enjoy happiness as long as their evil deed does not ripen. But when their evil deed ripens, then the evil person sees their evil deeds. Even a good person may suffer when their good deed has not ripened, but when it ripens, then the good person sees the good results. Think not lightly of evil, saying it will not come to me. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise the fool, gathering it little by little, fills himself with evil. Think not lightly of good, saying, it will not come to me. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. Just as a trader with a small escort and great wealth would avoid a perilous route, or just as one desiring to live avoids poison, even so should one shun evil. If on the hand there is no wound, one may carry even poison in it. Poison does not affect one who is free from wounds. For one who does no evil, there is no ill. Like fine dust thrown against the wind, evil falls back upon that fool who offends an inoffensive, pure, and guiltless person. Some are born in the womb, the wicked are born in hell, the devout go to heaven, the stainless pass into nibbana. Neither in the sky nor in mid-ocean, nor by entering into mountain clefts, nowhere in the world is there a place where one may escape from the results of evil deeds. Neither in the sky nor in mid-ocean, nor by entering into mountain clefts, nowhere in the world is there a place where one will not be overcome by death. Chapter 10 explores how we create suffering for ourselves and others. The Buddha teaches us about the universal human wish to be happy and free from harm, helping us understand why compassion is the wisest choice. All tremble at punishment, all fear death. Drawing the parallel to yourself, neither kill nor get others to kill. All tremble at punishment. Life is dear to all. Drawing the parallel to yourself, neither kill nor get others to kill. Whoever seeking his own happiness hurts with the rod. Others who also desire happiness will not find happiness after death. Whoever seeking his own happiness hurts not with the rod. Others who also desire happiness will find happiness after death. Speak not harshly to anyone, for those thus spoken to might retort. Indeed, angry speech hurts, and retaliation may overtake you. If, like a broken gong, you silence yourself, you have approached nibbana, for vindictiveness is no longer in you. Just as a cowherd drives the cattle to pasture with a staff, so do old age and death drive the life force of beings. When the fool commits evil deeds, he does not realize their nature. The witless man is tormented by his own deeds, like one burnt by fire. He who inflicts violence on those who are unarmed and offends those who are inoffensive will soon come upon one of these 10 states. Sharp pain or disaster, bodily injury, serious illness or derangement of mind, trouble from the government or grave charges, loss of relatives or loss of wealth, or houses destroyed by ravaging fire. Upon dissolution of the body, that ignorant man is born in hell. Neither going about naked, nor matted locks, nor filth, nor fasting, nor lying on the ground, nor smearing oneself with ashes and dust, nor sitting on one's heels can purify a mortal who has not overcome doubt. Even though he be well attired, yet if he is poised, calm, controlled, and established in the holy life, having set aside violence towards all beings, he, truly, is a holy man, a renunciate, a monk. Only rarely is there a man in this world who, restrained by modesty, avoids reproach, as a thoroughbred horse avoids the whip. Like a thoroughbred horse touched by the whip, be strenuous, be filled with spiritual yearning. By faith and moral purity, by effort and meditation, by investigation of the truth, by being rich in knowledge and virtue, and by being mindful, destroy this unlimited suffering. Irrigators regulate the rivers. Fletchers straighten the arrow shaft. Carpenters shape the wood. The wise control themselves. And there you have it, wisdom seekers. 5 more powerful chapters from the Dhammapada. Each verse is like a key to understanding ourselves better and living more mindfully. Remember, these teachings aren't just ancient wisdom. They're practical tools for modern life. Think about how many times you've faced situations like the ones described in these verses. Next week, Peter and I will break down everything we just covered, making it super relevant for your daily life. Plus, I'll be back with more chapters of pure Dhammapada readings. If any verse particularly spoke to you today, share your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing how these teachings connect with your lives. This is Matt from Buddha's Wisdom, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay curious, stay wise,